Hello everybody. Welcome to another video in the woods with yours truly. We're still reading Nocturnal by Wilder. And like I said last time, this book has a little bit of a different sort of feeling than the other ones. Let me give you an example as to what I mean. The book almost taunts at certain points. Tries to rage bait a little bit. Where in the other books you were wondering if the letters of affection were about the body and the flesh, or whether it was about a spirit, whether it was about somebody else, or whether it was about you. And it sort of balanced on this notion of love and being able to accept things. But here's sort of the other side of the moon, maybe a little bit, right? Now you see me, now you don't. Ghosted. Like I said, it's a little bit of a taunt, but I kind of feel like maybe this one is a little bit more filled with closure. I did a video a couple weeks ago about the idea of hope and how we never can actually lose hope, because in life we're always missing something. And hope is basically just the idea that there's more. However, this is sort of like hopelessness. That we're filled, that we're fed up, that we don't want more. So I kind of feel like you could take this in that direction a little bit. Whether or not you take it personal might be up to what your last hour, days, or week has been like. Same thing as to whether or not you might believe that the universe is telling you to love something. As much now is it telling us to hate something. And I feel like there's something always brought to the table with hate. It's a what if. Sorrow and sadness and the feeling of being pathetic. always give rise to the idea that things can happen in an alternate way. That whole idea of, is ignorance bliss? Do we really know the truth, or are we just being patronized? Once we step outside of our own world, will we eventually see just how far behind we are of what the actual truth or world is? Is love a spell? And all spells tell us that everything merely has a season. The funny thing is, though, about hate and malice and discord, is the fact that it gives this hopelessness, that it creates the idea that something is so confident as something saying that we will never see them again for whatever reason. If you can understand that something is filled, then maybe you can identify yourself as the source. You see, you don't have to identify hate as hate. Hate is merely a confidence. Which is why it gives the notion that things could happen in a different way. And I think our soul tries to purge the idea of being saturated anytime that we come close to being. We can say hopeless as much as we can say nothing. So in understanding what hate is, maybe then we can always say that there is a different way of seeing things. It's not necessarily changing anything. It's just saying that there is confidence there. And if there really was any magic or mystery in this life, it would be in the ability to make decisions, to make subtle changes, to take action. changing your attitude. And then I think the more that we understand that, the more that we understand or come into the idea of life being so gracious, and we have a feeling of never being filled, then maybe we'll know when to stop. Then maybe on the other side, confidence is like not being too silly. So then if everything has to come around, we're already ready for it when it does. Then maybe we can listen better. In each time. Being closer to the idea that power is everywhere. It's all just a matter of timing. And we can believe. And the belief is something we don't have to prove. That we have a choice. As to what has power and what does not. Then as much as we're blinded by love and lust, or the fact that reality has dealt us a harsh blow, we can always say that there's the opportunity to change. As we see that you can be blinded by love or blinded by hatred. Maybe then if we were able to identify as being blind, it is only ourselves who are the victims of either side. And then maybe we can identify more with this work. Maybe we forgot the words, maybe we forgot how to say them, but no matter the silence between us, I know where to look in the middle of a crowded room. Kind of fitting. Timing. And maybe everything is more as it was. As when you're blind, everything is dangerous. And if we're the only victims, so everything else could be true. And maybe all we have to do is stop playing the victim. Like we have power too.